Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks again to those of you that are watching my videos. Avery's in the background here. You want to say hi? Go ahead, say hi.
Hi.
So I want to address a couple things in this video today. My husband and I were big DC fans. As you can tell, most of my videos are about DC. But kind of want to go on a little bit of a rant today. We were talking about some stuff this morning and it kind of made me wanting to make a video about it. I think a lot of DC fans expected something to happen, a certain thing to happen when we knew that a new Justice League trailer was going to come out at Comic-Con, and that is that a lot of people, I think, that might not be the biggest Zack Snyder fans.
Why they see just different small.
Yeah, they want to give a lot of the credit of the trailer being so good. They want to give a lot of that credit to Joss Whedon, because we know that Zack Snyder brought him on to handle the reshoots and finish up the movie so he could step away and be with his family for a while. And I'm not trying to take away from, Joss Whedon's responsibility and influence on the movie, on Justice League. Obviously, Zack trusts him enough to let him handle those things, and had brought him on pretty early on in the movie for some input and thank you, some help. Not necessarily because he doesn't know what he's doing, just, he wanted some input with, character dialogue, character interaction, and stuff like that. And, but when they came out and said that he was going to be stepping away for a while and not finishing the movie himself, the reshoots and everything, a lot of people took that to mean that he's going to be changing everything, and that if Justice League gets more positive feedback than Batman v Superman did, then not on there. That's going to be because Joss Whedon took over and changed everything. Warner Brothers also came out and reassured everyone that this would very much still be Zack Snyder's movie, his vision, and that Joss Whedon is just doing what Zack Snyder would have already been doing as far as reshoots and finishing up the movie. So basically, I think that if Zack Snyder wouldn't have came out and said it himself, about him stepping down and everything for a while, and Warner Brothers, if they never said anything about it, and if people never found out, if it was never leaked out somehow, no one would have known that it wasn't Zack Snyder doing the reshoots and finishing up the movie, if it wouldn't have got out otherwise. You know what I mean? So it's not fair to attribute the success and the positive feedback of the trailer to Joss Whedon, because, if he's handling reshoots, chances are the footage in the trailer is not from reshoots. So that's footage that was shot, a long time ago when they were shooting the bulk of the movie, the rough cut, the movie and everything. I could be wrong. I don't know if there's footage from the reshoots in the trailer, but I highly doubt it. And also, another thing about Zack Snyder, even people that are not Zack Snyder fans, a lot of people still admit that his movies are very beautiful. They have a very signature look to them. And this trailer, it's very recognizable that it's Zack Snyder. It has Zack Snyder written all over it. So whether you're a Zack Snyder fan or not, it's hard to deny. Sorry. It's hard to deny that this trailer very much has a Zack Snyder feel to it. And even though Justice League is probably going to have a lighter tone than Batman v Superman, it's still going to have a Zack Snyder stamp on it. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing. And I just feel like if this movie does get more positive feedback than Batman v Superman did, which it already looks like it probably will, I feel like a lot of people are going to credit that to Joss Whedon and say that it's because he came in and saved the movie, saved the DCU, and just made it what it is and everything like that. And I'm not taking anything away from Joss Whedon. I'm sure he very much has a positive influence in the movie. And obviously, like I said, Zack Snyder went to him and brought him in for a reason. And so I'm not trying to take away from that. And obviously, he has a pretty big responsibility to carry out what Zack wants to see and to finish that up for him. Instead of having to push the movie back to wait for Zack Snyder for when he's ready to come back. So obviously he trusts him enough to do that. And so I'm not taking away from that at all. I'm not taking away from him as a director. But I just think that people need to give credit where credit is due. And if you enjoyed the trailer, but you're not necessarily a Zack Snyder fan, or you're not necessarily a DCEU fan, and you know, you didn't like Batman v Superman that much, and so you weren't expecting to like Justice League, but then the trailer came out and you ended up liking it, so you want to give credit to Joss Whedon. That's just not fair. Like, just be honest and say, like, this is a killer trailer, this looks like it's going to be an awesome movie, and, you know, Zack Snyder's doing his thing. And it happened with Wonder Woman, where, you know, it came out, had a much different tone and feel from Batman v Superman, and Patty Jenkins was the director, so everyone was kind of saying, a lot of people were saying that, you know, Patty Jenkins came in and saved the DCEU, this is exactly what they need to do, it's exactly what we needed in the DCEU. You know, Zack Snyder shouldn't be allowed to even be involved anymore after what Patty Jenkins did with Wonder Woman, and yes, Patty Jenkins killed it, and they did a great job on Wonder Woman, and I love the movie, and it's been a big success. And the thing that people don't realize is that just because Zack Snyder wasn't the director doesn't mean he wasn't involved. He's very much involved in the movies, even though he's not directing all of them. First of all, he cast Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, which she was introduced in his movie, Batman v Superman, and she was a favorite among a lot of people, even people that didn't think they were going to like her. They changed their mind once they saw her in Batman v Superman, and he cast her. He was very much involved with writing. He wrote Wonder Woman. He's involved with producing. I mean, all these movies that people think just because he wasn't the director and they liked it better than movies that he did direct, that it was because he wasn't the director. No, he's still very much involved. And more rumors coming out about how he's not going to be involved with the DCU anymore after Justice League and all this stuff that comes out. Like, that, no, it doesn't even make sense. Warner Brothers comes, you know, releases statements that say, we have a good relationship with him, we want to continue our, you know, what he has set up for WB and the DCU, and, you know, there's a long road ahead still for them. They're just getting started on all of this, and there's only been a couple movies, so it's not like, you know, why would they just kick him to the curb? Okay, you set up this universe for us, and now we just don't want you involved anymore. No, like, just because he's not directing all of them, just because he's not directing The Flash, he's not directing Shazam, you know, he's not directing Aquaman, that doesn't mean that, you know, his influence is not there. He's the one that is introducing these characters to us and setting up this universe. And yes, those movies, those directors will have their own aesthetic and their own way of doing these movies that will be different, just like Wonder Woman was different, you know. That's not a bad thing. They're going to have their own way of doing things and their own vision and everything for those solo movies. But, and also the Batman movie with Matt Reeves, that does not mean that his influence is not there. Like I said, he set this universe up for us, he introduced these characters to us, and so he's still very much involved, whether it's producing, you know, Deborah Snyder, his wife, also produces these movies. I'm sorry. And so they're still very much involved in all of this, and, you know, it just, people need to give credit where credit is due, I feel like, and it's annoying when people are saying that, you know, he's gonna make the movie better and he's gonna change everything, and, you know, I think that's why Warner Brothers came out and released their statement when Zack stepped down, saying that it's still very much his movie and what he envisions for the movie, and Joss Whedon is just handling it for him. And again, not taking away from Joss Whedon in any way, but you know, it's still going to be Zack Snyder's movie, and people just need to, if you end up liking Justice League and you didn't like Batman v Superman, it's okay to say that, yes, I liked this movie and Zack Snyder did a good job. You know, you don't have to be you don't have to say that you only liked it and that is just because Joss Whedon took over at the end. And Wonder Woman also. So, you know, that's my rant for the day. In Marvel news, Ant-Man and the Wasp got an official release date of July 6th, 2018. So about a year from now, a little less than a year. This movie has started production. So I liked the Ant-Man movie more than I expected to. I thought it was a really good movie. I really liked it. So I'm looking forward to the sequel. And we'll keep you updated on that as well. And so that's just my rant for the day. Also, the Shazam movie director, David F. Sandberg, has been saying that the Shazam movie will have a much more lighthearted tone and feel in the DCU compared to the current movies. And that's because they're going along with the story of Billy Batson, who is a kid who can turn, who ends up with the powers of being able to turn into an adult superhero, Shazam. So it makes sense for that movie to be more lighthearted. It's not going to necessarily have as much of a dark feel as, Batman, and his origins are different since it's a kid. And so, hearing that, it makes sense why Black Adam, played by Dwayne Johnson, will not be his villain in his movie. So at first I was kind of skeptical, like, why aren't they using Black Adam? That's his villain. But, it makes sense after hearing what David F. Sandberg said about it. So, we still don't know really much about who is going to be the villain or what else is going to be along, the plot and all that stuff. But he did say it will have a lighter tone, lighthearted feel to the movie. And so that makes sense, given that it will be an origins movie for Shazam and his character. So maybe maybe the rumors about Black Adam being the villain in the Man of Steel sequel, the Man of Steel solo movie coming out, who knows when. Maybe those rumors are true about him being the villain for Superman in that movie. So we'll just have to see. They tease us. Dwayne Johnson has teased that a few times and made people think that maybe those rumors are true. So since he's not going to be the Shazam villain, maybe he will be. We shall see. So that's what I wanted to talk about for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you guys want me to talk about. And tell me what you think about what I was saying about, the whole Zack Snyder, Joss Whedon, Justice League thing. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.